Yep.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blissful Living Podcast. This is the Queen of Feeling Fabulous, Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson. And I am so happy and excited, as always, to be here with you. Um, I want you to really be able to capture the information that the guest is going to share with us today. So, what I like for you to do is one, if you like the show, please subscribe to the show so you can get advanced notifications of the show. Also, share it with everyone you love and care about. There's a lot of information shared with regards to wellness, wisdom, and wealth. So, okay, that's what I want you to do. The other thing is, I like to start the show with saying, find a place to sit, get your favorite beverage. Today, I'm just sipping on some water with a little lemon in it, and get something to write with, your favorite pen, pad, whatever, and tell your family to give you a few moments so that you can capture the information and the nuggets of gold that the guest is going to share. And while you do that, I'm going to take care of some business. I want to thank our sponsors. First of all, Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. Check them out. They just had a phenomenal virtual event a couple weeks ago. And if you want scoop on how you can get access possibly to the replay, you want to go to Blissful Living for You. If you're looking to improve any aspect of your wellness, wisdom, and wealth, and you would like to do that via utilizing some holistic principles that not only work, but are kind of guaranteed to work with how you ebb and flow on this planet, you want to check out Blissful Living for You. And if you want to know what your body type is or your dosha, you definitely want to check out Blissful Living at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. That's just a few goodies that they have to offer. However, I want to also thank our next sponsor, All Day Cable Incorporated at alldaykableInc.com. They are a telecommunications installation company, been in business since 1990, and they specialize in network distribution setups. For instance, installing voice, data, fiber optic cabling, wireless access points, modems, routers, whatever you need, cameras, audio systems, speaker systems, whatever you need so that you can communicate with your customer and make that correct connection right the first time, then you want to check out All Day Cable Inc. at alldaykableInc.com. So let me tell you about our guests. Today, our guest is Meshell Baker, and let me tell you, she is a visionary speaker, confidence coach, transformational catalyst who empowers leaders to embrace authenticity, ignite courage, and achieve extraordinary results. With her bold, no-nonsense approach and inspiring presence, she guides individuals and organizations to overcome doubt, elevate performance, and lead with purpose. Now, Meshell is passionate about equipping others to unlock their potential, master their mindset, and drive greater income and profitability through confident leadership, strategic action, and unwavering belief in their value, no matter the challenge. So, with that being said, some of her clients has been UPS, Ford, Wabtec, Daimler, Accenture, Women in Trucking, and more. And so we're going to be talking about igniting confidence, resilience, in the face of uncertainty. And that seems to be my theme for this week because today on the Bold Unstoppable show, we were talking about how women, we need to rise up to be resilient so we can achieve the lives of our dream. And so here we are, we're backing it up with Meshell. So with that being said, I'm so sorry. With that being said, hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Yeah, it's happy for me to have you, particularly since we've been talking about resiliency. And I think in this day and age, with everything that's happening around us and around the world and around our country, we need to, particularly as women, need to be resilient. And so some people don't really quite understand why or what that means. But as queens, I think some of the most successful queens in the history of the world have had to learn to be resilient. And particularly if you're a business owner, whether you're a solopreneur or entrepreneur, CEO, whatever it is, you're committed in your business, you need to understand the importance of being resilient. So I want to jump in and say, with regards to confidence, what's something people seem to misunderstand about confidence?
Yeah, so great question. I what people most commonly misinterpret is common confidence is it's a form of belief. So when you're confident in something, you believe it. The challenge is most people just assume confidence means that you have good belief or favorable belief, right? You are if whatever your experience in life is, it's because you believe it, you're confident that it will go wrong. You can be just as confident that it will go wrong as you are that it will go right. And
Oh,
most
I
people
love that.
that they do not conceive that. They think that they're some form of unconfidence. And what I've come to with all the data and background and research and stuff I've done, you're confident in your outcomes. Whatever you're living is because you've been confident that it will go that way. Whatever
You
your
know,
current circumstances are.
that's interesting because I like how you talked about the negative, and I don't want to say that, yeah, the negative aspect. Whatever you're confident in, whether you think it will go right or whether you think it will go wrong, or whether you're confident in your skills or you're not, or you're confidently not confident in your skills and what you can do, right? People don't even talk about that. It will become a reality in your life based on what your mindset is up here. So I
Yeah.
love that because I don't think anybody really talks about, they talk about confidence is when you're successful and you succeed and you achieve what you want to do and all that, but they never talk about the other aspect, the flip side of confidence, when you're confidently not successful and you don't think you're going to succeed. And you know what I'm saying? So I want to tap into that just a bit more and ask you, why do you think the other aspect of confidence is not talked about? Because I think it's very important that we understand both sides of the coin in order for us to move forward on our journey. So why do you think the other side is not talked about?
I think there's been a misinterpretation of so what our confidence is and our conditions, right? So conditions are external, confidence is internal. And most people have it flipped. They think that life is causing them to feel or act or behave in a certain way, when actually your life is the result of how you feel. So whatever you think about consistently is what you bring about, right? Your out
Woo!
world is the result of your inner conversation. So,
Woo!
and that's a truth that is difficult for, like, I speak on this all the time. I meet people, I have these conversations all the time. And I will literally watch people's brains come to a screeching halt because the next thing out of their mouth is but. And the minute you say but, you're in disbelief.
Oh, wait.
Want to make it.
Hold on, Meshell. We're going to come back. We got to take a quick break, but we're going to come back because, y'all, it is getting deep in here. I am loving this because finally I got somebody that thinks like me and understands that you got to understand both sides of the coin.
Yes.
To actually have that transformation that you desire to occur in your life. So we'll be right back. Give us a minute. Okay, we are back. It's Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson with Meshell Baker, and we are talking about igniting confidence. And she dropped some game. I hope y'all taking notes. I hope you're taking notes, particularly if you're driving. Okay, I get it. You know, you can put this on replay when you get home and take the notes in your office or whatever on the download. But we're talking about the flip side of confidence. So let me ask you this. When it comes to understanding that flip side, and you said when you bring it to people's attention, they say, but what is your next statement to them with regards to, oh yeah, you know, my boyfriend, or you know, my car broke down and I expected it to break down, blah, 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 blah. And you say, well, you expected it, so you actually brought that in. You called that into yourself. You weren't confident in the ability of your car to get you from point A to point B. And she's like, but girl, yeah, okay, what's your next statement after that but?
Generally, I will affirm what they just said. So I'm very clear on communication. What the challenge with many people is they go to solution without actually clarifying or affirming what was just stated. So I will restate. So what I hear you saying is that's my always my next statement. So what I hear is saying, so I get clarification before I move forward. Then the next thing I ask them, what do you want it to be?
Oh, love it. Okay.
So
So what is
I rarely tell people or talk at people. The conversation is actually me extracting from them their deepest desires and dreams.
I love it. So when
That's
it comes
for
to
report. Anything I say doesn't matter. Only what they say matters.
got it. So when it comes to having the same conversation with someone, an entrepreneur, business owner, CEO, and they're looking at the forecast, right, of their business and where they want their projections for, I'm going to say this year. And they're like, I'm confident that in this area, we're going to make our projections, but I'm not feeling so good. And that's another way of saying I'm not confident, right? I'm not really feeling good, or I'm not feeling so comfortable that we're going to make our projections in this area of sales. We need our sales to be this, and right now we're here. And I'm just not confident that the team understands, or I'm just not feeling good about what's happening in that arena. How do you deal with, or what do you say to them to get them to bring that awareness back um, to what they're
No,
saying?
great question. So, if I hear you correctly, what you're telling me is you feel a lot of certainty and confidence in this area that you'll experience success. Is that what I hear you saying? And they'll confirm it. And I said, and the other thing that I heard you say is that you're feeling like this area may be challenging. You're sensing that there could be some difficulty, and I'm curious if and so I affirm. And once they say it, so I'm curious, what is causing what has happened for you to have that level of uncertainty or doubt? What has been the experience? What has been the outcomes? Or is there something specific or specific people or leadership? What exactly has led you to believe that this could be challenging?
Oh, I love it. So you all, we're talking about confidence, and we're talking about both sides of the coin of confidence. And I love how Michelle is just breaking it down for us with regards to what we think and what we feel and what we believe actually we manifest on either the confident side or the unconfident side. And I know we've all, everybody listening, everybody on this planet have had to deal with the fact at one point in their time of their life where they felt extremely confident, and then other times where they didn't feel confident. I know I've had. What would you tell someone with regards to this that is like starting out in their career, or they just started a new business? What would you share? What words of wisdom would you share with them when it comes to this beautiful word of confidence?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. And interestingly enough, this is for anyone. So the one thing we forget that every day is a new day, right? So everybody's starting every day, right? Every day is a new day. The yesterday is gone. The past is no indicator of a future. However, most human beings, myself included, have a tendency or propensity to drag the past. See, the past is always more real than the future, because in your
Mm,
mind you've experienced the past even though it no longer exists. The only time that ever exists is the current, the present, right now. And
right.
so what I tell anyone is that get clear on where it is you want to go. What is the legacy of your life? What would make your life the most meaningful, impactful? What would make your life absolutely incredible? And I don't care how you are, because I have a client and she's 82, right? So we mapped out our 90th, right? Even though that's 8 years away, we still mapped it out. And so that's the target of what her legacy is at that age. So once that target gets locked in, that's what your focus is, right? So if you have a business, you have a career. So some people talk about jobs, right? So okay, that's one job. And then so if you're what is the goal? Many people are just getting a job because they want to pay bills. They want this, they want this, they want all this external trappings and acquisitions, which will not make you happy. We as adults forget we are just think about when a kid's in a sandbox. kid is having fun. As soon as another kid gets in with a bigger toy, what happens?
They hope they just
Your
stop.
toy is not fun no more. This is
Hold tight. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are talking with the fabulous Meshell Baker about confidence, and we will be right back at the beginning of more insightful information when we come back. We'll be right back. All righty, this is Rochel Marie, the Queen of Philly Fabulous on the Blissful Living Podcast, and we're talking about confidence with Meshell. So, Meshell, we were talking about, when the kid comes in and you're having a ball with the sandbox by yourself, and the kid comes with a bigger shovel and a bigger pail, and you're like, dang, what happens there? What do we need to do? How do we pivot to stay in our zone?
Yeah. So the goal is to create a life that you don't have to run from, that it's inspiring to you. So many people are out there trying, and that's the word, they're trying to get more stuff, right? A bigger house, a better promotion, a better job, a better car, a better vacation. They live their life by the highlight reels they see on social media. And this is for almost every waking human, right? So what I explain to people is you must have something in your life that's meaningful and matters to you, right? It's not the business, it's not the job, it's not the house. It's not even like when people think about house, right? Is it a home, right? Is it somewhere that you feel good about when you're do you want to get married, or do you want to have a marriage, right? Do you want to have kids, or do you want to raise amazing humans? And think about, as you're raising those little ones, what it's going to be like when you're older and they come back with their kids and your grandkids, right? So people are so stuck in the getting, they're not experiencing what it's going to create for a life.
Wow, I love that. I mean, you brought some things really to home. It's like it makes you think about, are you getting married? You want to get married, or do you want to be in a marriage or have a marriage? It's raising kids. Are you raising kids, or are you raising phenomenal human beings? And how you want them to show up and set them up so that they show up in a positive manner, right? And do positive things in life. We are going to take another quick break, but before we go, the question I want you to think about is, one, what can we do to be better with regards to building that muscle of confidence? And two, I want you to think about 3 tips you can share with us to help us build confidence, no matter where we're coming from on that side of the coin. So give us a moment. We'll be right back to the Blissful Living Podcast. Okay, we are back, and it's the Queen of Feeling Fabulous on the Blissful Living Podcast, and I have Meshell Baker here with me. And so before we take that break, I asked you questions with regards to what can we do to stay in that positive place of confidence, that positive side of the coin, and then 3 tips that you could share with the listeners and viewers with regards to what we can do to build our confidence.
Yes. So I would say, and I'll just boil it down to 3 tips. 1, you must have a dream that's bigger than your current circumstances. This is what, and I didn't know this growing up, and this is a conversation that happens in most households. So this may be foreign if you're listening. If your goal is just to get enough money to live, that's what you're actually doing. Right. So when you have dreams that are bigger than your circumstances, that's when life gets good, because the only way you have a good life is that, or a great life. So many people want an amazing life. Well, if you don't have a big dream, you're not challenging yourself to do anything amazing. You're just doing mediocrity every day, right? The same thing over and over again. So create a target that challenges you to go out your comfort zone, because that's where your character is built. And without character, life is never good. If you're not refining your character, the things that challenge your doubt, that challenge the second guessing, that challenge the hesitation, the critics, the naysayers, the delays, the denials, all the things that happen to you. If you aren't doing something to build the character inside of you, that stuff will continue to wear you out every day. And when you do build character, that's what strengthens you to forge forward despite the circumstances, to believe in yourself, to believe in your dreams despite the circumstances. So, the three tips that I will give you on how to do that is one, get clear. You must create a clear, compelling vision of a future. If you do not have a vision of a future, every day will wear you out. When you do have a future, every day doesn't bother you because you know it's just part of the process of taking you, of refining you, of building your character so you can have that great thing that you greatly desire, right? That wonderful thing that you desire. Number two, your morning. What do you do first thing in the morning? How you start your day dictates the outcome of your day. I have a saying, when you master your morning, you will slay your day. And most of the population does not master their morning. I have a non-negotiable morning routine that I've had for years. It took me 3.5 years to establish it. 3.5. I kept starting and stopping and starting. But what I knew to be true is whatever I would tell myself in the morning, it would create, it would have a snowball or ripple effect in the rest of my day. And that has been the one truth that I know. So if you get up and look at your phone, people are looking at social media. It makes you feel inadequate. If you're looking at your emails, it makes you feel uncertain because now you're overwhelmed with all the stuff you have to do, right? So all of it creates those feelings of insecurity, uncertainty, inconvenience. You're overwhelmed. What most people do is get up, and the minute they wake up, they wake up angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, and doubt. Yeah. And that's the rest of your day. So a morning routine. And the second thing, or the third thing, is self-talk. The person you spend the most time, and I usually ask this as a question, who is the person you spend the most time with in your life? You. So,
that girl right there.
Everywhere you go, there you are. You can't get away from you. So whatever conversation you're having up here, if it ain't a good one, baby, all bets off. All bets off. If this conversation in here is wearing you out, you can't get away from you. So making your self-talk, the conversation in your head, a good one. See, it took years. I do mirror work. When I work with there's so much self-talk, so much work I do with my clients so they can begin. This is life work. This is not just, oh, I want to get confident. No, this is work for the rest of your life.
I love that. I love what you're sharing because I think so many times, people scrolling through on social media and they find these little things and these like quick fix it gimmicks, right? But I practice Ayurveda, and that's what I do with my clients. And I share the wisdom with how to incorporate that into their wellness wisdom and their businesses. And so with regards to that, I'm like you, I've had a routine probably for over maybe 40 years. I don't know, but I've had a routine for a long time in the morning because it just kind of sets, I want to say, the track for me for my day. And if I don't get to complete my routine, if something happens, emergency, whatever the case may be, life, particularly when my kids were little, I noticed that my day would have moments of unexpected chaos, if that makes sense, right? And so I learned a long time ago that if I can get my mind and my body and my vision of what I want my day right by going through my morning routine, then whatever comes upon my path during the day, I'm able to handle it much more successfully and much more gracefully. And there's going to be stuff that, and it's true, no matter what routine you do, there's going to be stuff that comes upon your day that's unexpected. It might throw you off a little bit. But if you do your morning routine, like Meshell says, you're more prepared structurally, internally, to come upon those challenges and plow through versus letting them set you back and put you in a state that leaves you stuck in chaos. So I mean, this is my vibe. I love talking about this kind of stuff. And you mentioned something else with regards to having that morning routine and the self-talk, how it creates resiliency. How it creates resiliency within you. I thought that was powerful because I don't think too many people equate what we're talking about, confidence, and resiliency in the same sentence. And I think the more confident you are, just my belief, I could be wrong, but I think the more confident you are, the more resilience you have, and you're able to pursue or be persistent through little stumbling blocks that might come upon your path. So loving this conversation, and just as we wrap up the show today, I want to ask you, what is your last message you would like to leave with the viewers and listeners for today? Just to, whatever's in your heart that you can share as we close out the show for today.
Yeah, the one thing I would tell anybody listening to this, that investing in yourself is the best investment. There's no greater investment that you can make in life. There's no real estate investment. There's no investment in a relationship. There's no job investment. Even when you have a job, right? I've learned from one of my mentors, invest in yourself, right? Investing in you is the greatest investment that you can make in life, because once you believe in yourself, everything you desire will make its way to you. The only reason you do not have what you desire is because you don't believe. Somewhere in the depth of your soul, you do not believe. That's the work.
Oh, I love it. So invest in yourself. And I say, I'm going to put a little bit of a secret sauce on that. Invest in yourself. But when you invest in yourself, you are the greatest asset, the greatest wealth that you could ever have in your life. So why not invest in the greatest asset, the greatest wealth that you could have in your life, which is yourself? It's so powerful, so powerful. And like Meshell said, if you want to have the life you desire, you dream about, you vision, imagine for yourself, then investing in yourself, you can't go wrong. That's shoot, you 100% when you invest in yourself. You may invest in the stock market, you may lose all your money. You can get a gain today and lose it all tomorrow. But when you invest in yourself, you become unstoppable. So I want to thank you, Meshell, for being a guest on the Blissful Living podcast. Love the conversation we had. I know the listeners and the viewers have got some words of wisdom that they can take forward with them in the day. You all be sure to follow Meshell and connect with her. And again, I want to thank all of you for listening and viewing. Please subscribe and share the show with everyone you love and care about. This is what we're talking about, and this is how we're going to help you transform your wellness, wisdom, and wealth. I am Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson. I want to thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You, as well as All Day Cable Incorporated. And until next time, I am wishing you all peace of mind, wellness to your body, and tranquility to your spirit. Go out there and be the most confident version of yourself that you can be today, and watch miracles transform in your life. Until next time, goodbye for now.